Hey guys, I'm doing a quick unboxing / review on the Bykski Waterblock for the Zotac 3070 Ti Amp Holo edition. So there's not much information on this, so I'm going to open it and see what all it comes with and how well it works with the card. So that being said, let's get the card out of the way. Open this up. I've already semi-opened this, so bear with me. We have a back plate here. Feels pretty solid. Got a couple cards. We have the actual water block, some hardware. I did notice I got the 5-volt plug instead of the 12-volt that I asked for, but it is what it is. Go ahead and pull the block out here. Now this block is pretty small compared to this card, so there you can kind of get a size reference. My water-cooled 1070s block is huge. We got some thermal pads here. Looks like a decent amount. So hopefully they're all there. We got some thermal paste. We got some hardware. I don't remember where I put it. It was in the bag. What did I do with the bag? Here it is. It's like some plastic washers and screws. Some plugs there. A screwdriver. This thing looks like it's pretty decent quality. I know the pictures are kind of a bad example of it, and you can kind of see the machine marks after it's chrome plated, but I mean it's pretty smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and take my card apart and see how hard this is to mount and if it covers everything. Alright, so I got the board torn apart. You basically just have to do all the screws that you can see on the bottom, and it splits apart. You kind of have to pry a little bit, just do it gently, because all these thermal pads will kind of be stuck to it. And make sure the ones that get stuck to the plate, you can see where they were, you'll get like half of them stuck to the plate. So I'm just going to reuse the ones that came with it because they're already cut to shape and in the right spot. Make sure you get both sides, because as you can see there's some on both sides, small ones and larger ones. I already lost this one, so throw that back there. I'm doing this on my phone, so I apologize about the shakiness. But yeah, it looks like all the VRAM is covered. It looks like this is designed to cover everything on there. I'm just going to put it back together. The back plate, you can tell all the holes line up. Pretty nice looking back plate. So get those put together and then I'll show you, and then we'll get in the computer and see how it runs. Alright, so what I found out is the card has to go onto the water block first, because if you do it with the back plate, it covers up all the screws for this. So this needs to go first, and then the back plate. Alright, so the pads are on. We've got the back plate. Make sure you've got your GPU with thermal paste on it. And set this down, line the holes up before you really push it down, because you will move the thermal pads, and that would be bad. And this kit came with some longer thin screws for these to go down through. I'm sure you'll see it once you put it together in this order. And I'm going to bolt those up, and we'll get the end plate here and figure out what I'm going to do with the LEDs, and I will be back. Alright, one thing I didn't notice until I put this block on is you have to put this piece on before the actual water block. So there's 2 screws there that hold that on. And I don't believe there's any screws that go back in right here, so this piece isn't going to be super strong. So just keep that in mind. So I got to take this water block back off. Alright, I got this bracket right here back on. You're only able to put 2 screws back in right there. One tip is to make sure your screws go... Let's see if I can zoom in here. Make sure your screws go all the way to the end, so it's making as much contact on the threads as possible, so you know you have the right screw and right length. Trying to think if there's anything else I'm forgetting. So make sure you put this bracket on first, then put your water block on. I am going to wipe that off and redo it, and then we can do the back plate last. And also you need to organize all your screws. Anything that came with the water block, put in bags and label them, and anything left over from your stock cooler, label them, because you never know when you're going to have to put that cooler back on for a computer that's not water built, or if you're going to sell it. So you'll thank yourself later, and me. I'm going to get this put back together and we'll pop it in the computer. Alright, so I'm going to walk you back through this assembly while I'm doing it. We've got the main water block on. We've got this bracket first. So we're going to do these 4 screws. Those are the ones with the springs on them. And then we're going to put the back plate down and do the rest of the screws. And those are these long, skinny, narrow screws. Pretty easy. Alright, so we got those 4 screws put in for the processor block. And we got the back plate on, and we got to do these 4 screws. Again, they are the longer, skinny screws. And then we should be done. Alright, here it is, all done. I've got the end caps here. It is a one direction setup. It's labeled on here in out. Everything looks pretty nice. Everything is covered. And you can see the size of the old cooler, so this is much better. And this will make my case much happier. And hopefully the card happier. So we'll get to that next. Alright, the Zotac 3070 Ti water-cooled card is in the system. You can see the size compared to my MSI water-cooled 1070. Quite a big difference there. This card is very small, and we are running at 27 degrees Celsius idle. I played Forza 5 on 1440 resolution by 3440 at ultra settings, and didn't go any higher than 56 degrees Celsius. So I'll do some more testing tomorrow.